How long ago did you try? Okay. I'll report that today.
I'm trying to get ahead of my syllabus and do my thing. They want to do my classes.
Are you requiring any Money Smart course completion for this class?
Yeah, two out of the
Okay.
4.
Okay. I will report that today to see. That might have been a temporary issue and now it's resolved, but I'll let them know. Anytime you have any issues like that, I would contact the financial aid office or let Lori know or and let somebody know that you're having issues because we can get to FAME, to ASA rather. The other thing is you can call member support. So on your card, I would just call them and let them know. So the other thing I wanted to talk about was you're done at what time?
20 past.
10:20, okay, so we have a little bit more. As part of this class or any other classes or just on your own, how many of you have tracked, we talked about the Fix app. How many of you have tracked your spending for a week or a month? Okay. How long? Was it a week or a month? A year? So you really, every penny you spend, you track it for a year. Cool. That must be very rewarding. Usually students do it for about a week and then they give up. A month is really compelling. A year can really tell you a lot. Is that an activity that's required as part of this, do you know, this course?
No, but it should be.
It should be, yeah. What I would recommend, and this doesn't have to be anything fancy, I'm not sure if you did, an Excel spreadsheet or use some tracking app or whatever. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. I would recommend at a minimum that you track for a month. And all you need to do is just get an envelope and just start throwing receipts in an envelope. Ask for receipts, because often you don't get receipts for things. If it's not something that you get a receipt for, just jot the number down or put it into your phone if you have a smartphone or something like that. It is a very valuable activity. And the reason is and this is, I think, probably of all of the things that I hear from people in family and friends, students, parents, the biggest issue that we have is we really underestimate the impact of small purchases. And we also underestimate the value of small amounts of savings. We're very, unless it's big, we don't do it. Or we don't worry about it. So I hear a financial expert say, you should have 3 to 6 months of expenses saved in a savings account. And I hear that and I laugh and say, yeah, right. I work full time, but I have a family and I have expenses just like everyone else. I don't know how I'm ever going to get to 3 to 6 months of expenses saved, right? So you hear that and you say, oh, I can't do that, and so you do that. The reality is, even if you're just putting away $5 a week, or $10 a month, or whatever your amount is in the swing, that has a benefit. Because even if you can build up to a $500 emergency savings account, that's $500 that you'll have access to. The car breaks down. You might not have to use a credit card instead. So don't underestimate the impact of small savings, because it adds up. The other thing we do is we underestimate the impact of small purchases. Yes? I would do both. I would do your bills. Yep. So if you know that, what you also need to know is the Diet Pepsi and the coffee. Like, what is you need to know, because I know what mine is, your personal spending loop, the leaks, not the regular fixed expenses that you know you have, your rent, your regular expenses, but you need to know what your leaks are. And it doesn't mean that you change. Well, you may not think it's a leak, but if it's $2 a day times 7 days a week, that's $14 a week times 4 weeks in a month times 12, right? Right. So my leaks, I know what my leaks are. So because we all have them. This is not a judgment thing. This is like we are what we are. My leak is Dunkin' Donuts coffee. I had a student at Beale College she was broke. She came in to the class, she was, I am so broke, you know, very needy student, applied for financial aid and loans the whole nine. I went back to the class because they'd done some budgeting. She was spending $100 a week in Dunkin' Donuts coffee.
Oh, my Lord.
And she didn't even know it. A week. She didn't even know it.
I think we'll do.
That's the spending leak. What are the things that it's $2 here, it's $5 there, it's a clearance shirt here, it's this there, and you don't really feel it because we're all doing the debit card thing. We're not even doing this anymore.
And that's scary.
Right, it's scary. Yeah.
It has
Yeah.
real difficult.
So that's what it
not
is.
having the
The cash. And I actually know people as a spending strategy, they do cash only. And they put their cash in the envelope at the beginning of the week, and that's what they spend, and when it's gone, it's gone. You know, with debit, credit cards and all that, it's very easy to put over. So it's the spending leaps. It's the little bits here and there. So this student, she was spending $100 a week, $400 a month. Which sounds like, oh my gosh, that's crazy. How did she do that? That's what, imagine, and that's what I said to her. I said, if you took $400, you prepaid on your loans, because you can prepay any time without penalty, the loans probably would have been paid off before she. And this is a student who's borrowing loans and getting refund checks for her spending, and that was for spending. And I'm not saying get rid of coffee. I'm not saying get rid of your leak, but at least own that it's a leak. At least own it. So when she came in the next time and she said, broke, I said, how much coffee do you have this month? You know. And it sounds crazy, like how did she do that? But you know, I was at Husson speaking. And I went to lunch, I went to Starbucks, and I got a mini, which was like noxious dollars. And then I was really hoarse in the afternoon. And because I couldn't not follow along at students. And I got, I usually drink my coffee black, but I was in for a treat, so I got a caramel latte at Starbucks, which those are like $3.67. So I was $12 in without even really thinking about it. So if you figure 2 cups of coffee a day and Dunkin' Donuts for free, that's going to be at least $6. So $10 a day, and we're picking on Dunkin' Donuts. Maybe it's fast food, maybe it's whatever. But if you figure $10 a day times 7 days a week is $70 a week, you can see how that student got to $100. And that was just coffee. So you need to identify your own personal spending needs. I had one student in the class, they had to track for a month, and he was a smoker. And this is not a health, judgment thing, but it's kind of a financial health thing. So he had added up his monthly budget of what, his monthly cost for his habit, and he was like blown away at how much money. Now, did he quit smoking? No, but at least he was aware of his spending. And that's really what we want to do. Identify your spending leaks, and if you could cut those leaks back a little bit and divert the money into savings, that would certainly be beneficial.
12 years ago, when Martin Luther King Day had stopped smoking, I figured out how much money I spent on cigarettes. I'm talking 12 years ago.
12 years ago, yeah. And they were a lot cheaper then, yeah.
Yeah, but still, they were expensive.
Yeah.
Took that money, made my
Yeah. How much are they now? A pack? No. A pack? No, not a pack.
Yes. It's mostly cats for bedtime.
Sure, of course, yeah. Oh my God. It's ridiculous. It's expensive. And again, and forget about the health, it's the financial health. How does that impact your wallet? And there's some things we can't control. You all commute. $3.50 a gallon. There's a lot of things you can't control, but could you share your ride this time? So that's one thing I really want you to think about is how to cut back by knowing what your personal spending leaks are. I know what mine are. It's coffee and concert tickets. And you can't get a concert ticket for $17 like you could when I was here at UMA. It's ridiculous. So that's my spending. At least I own it. The other thing that I think is a really good strategy, and it's a new year, so it's January, we're almost in February, do your FAFSA, track your spending, find your leaks, try to save a little bit if you can. The other thing I really like is I'm a big fan of discovering found money. This is money that I have and I'm giving to somebody else and I shouldn't pay. Okay? So this is your regular fixed expenses. Your cell phone, your internet, cable, your car insurance, your renters, homeowners, whatever insurance, your regular fixed expenses, your credit card interest rate. Are they charging you too much for your credit card? Probably. If you go through the activity of picking up the phone and calling these companies, you will likely save hundreds of dollars. We were paying, just an example, we just did it recently, and this is one thing I'm really bad at. Because even the experts are, we're not good at all doing all these things. We're good at talking about them, but not as good at putting them all into execution. So the getting a better deal I'm not always really good at. But we were paying $220 a month for cable, internet, and cable, internet, and phone in my house. Bundle. Again, this is nothing against Time Warner Cable. They are in the business of making money. I can't slight them for not offering me a better deal. So I said to my husband, this is too much, this is ridiculous, you need to march your butt over there, take that stupid box that we don't even need and take it with you. That was like $8.95 extra. He walked into Time Warner Cable, you can call them on the phone and do the same thing. And our bill is now $150 a month for the next year. It's not even a 6-month thing, it's a year. $220 to $150. That's $70 a month real money. You do the math at how much I saved in a year. If you did that with your cell phone, your cable, internet, your car insurance, I know I'm paying too much for my car and homeowners insurance. I know that. At least I know it.
I just try to do that with my cell phones. I got a combination of 4 cell phones.
Yeah.
And, because I got teenagers.
Yeah.
I want to know where they are.
Yeah.
But 2 of them are using them.
Yeah. So you were able to reduce your
No. They
no.
wouldn't let me.
Who do you have? AT&T?
No,
U.S. Cellular.
And I walked into, and it was not any cheaper to drop those phones.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they'll charge you the
Yeah.
payoff.
When is your contract up?
Oh, in December.
You're going to be shopping around. Yeah.
And I told them so.
Yeah, shop around.
I swear, I just straight up, I just want my shoes.
Yes.
I think $45 a month for unlimited web data,
Yep.
phone texting.
Yep.
And they have cheaper ones.
They do.
For people who don't use
Yep.
that much.
And the phones aren't what they, it used to be that you got the worst phone. And they're great, they're great options in terms of the phones that you have access to. Exactly. It used to be that, with track phone, you just got the oldest version. Now they've really